Hey everyone, when smurfing and playing top lane, a lot of the time I can snowball my lead to the point where the game is basically over before the 15-minute marker. There are a few different reasons why high elo players are able to do this though, so that's what I'm going to break down for you today. To do that, I'm going to use a game where I'm smurfing in high platinum, playing Aatrox versus a one-trick Katarina. Don't worry though, the champions don't matter here, as everything we're going to talk about will apply to any champion. So let's get started. Before laning even begins, my team invades the enemy team, and I don't go with them because when I'm playing for gameplay that I can potentially use for SkillCapped, I don't want to get an early advantage by invading or anything like that, so I just head to lane. But the enemy Katarina gets first blood, which is good for the sake of this video. She comes to lane with a Doran's Blade and an extra longsword. On top of this, she has TP and Ignite. She doesn't have Flash. Basically, she has a lot of extra fighting power. I don't have Ignite or any extra gold, but I'm still going to play the matchup the exact same way. Well, McBays, how are you going to play the matchup then? Let's talk about that. First, we need to know the archetypes of each champion. With that, we can know exactly how the matchup is supposed to play out. That sounds like bullshit though, right? Well, I'll show you it's not. We have Aatrox, a bruiser, versus Katarina, a melee assassin. Because of the way these archetypes are designed, this is an Aatrox favored matchup. It doesn't mean I can just int and win though. So what are assassins good at? Burst damage. What's strong about bruisers? They are much tankier than assassins and have burst and sustained damage. Yeah, well, they kind of just do everything. But assassins do have more burst than most bruisers. Basically, this means if we both fight each other from full health, Aatrox will win because Katarina can't one-shot me from full HP, and I win the extended fight. But if we're both 30 or 40% health, she could kill me with her high burst and high mobility. This would apply to any bruiser versus assassin matchup. The bruiser will always win an all-in if both are 80% health or higher, with all cooldowns, no minions, or advantages like that. Of course, there are plenty of other factors in League that you have to take into account, like the ones I just mentioned. But understanding how the matchup works without those things helps a lot, which you're about to see why. But anyways, as laning starts and Katarina walks up to the wave, I hit her with Q, then try to passive auto her before using my second Q, but I cancel it. Katarina jumps away with E, which is very important for me to take note of. Now I know she doesn't have Q to poke me or grab any CS from range with. My passive auto is still up and no minions are close to dying, and because she started E, I can just walk at her like this and try to get a passive auto in. I don't have to worry about her walking away then hitting me with Q as I back off. So she backs away, but I do a little trick here that works even in the highest of elos. Yes, even challenger. Watch my mouse and watch her. I click away, then immediately click back towards her, because I know the moment she sees me turn around, she's also going to turn around. This catches her taking one step too close, and I get the passive auto off for a nice chunk of damage. Then, as she walks up to grab this next CS, I look to punish that she doesn't have Q again, but she jumps away before I can get the auto off. I grab a last hit of my own, then look at this blue minion getting low. I know she wants to be in range to get the experience for that, and since I have no minions to grab and my Q is up, I just walk at her to try and land a Q, but then I need to turn around as some minions are now starting to get low. She's level 2 now as well though, so I move away from the wave to make sure her Q doesn't hit me if she throws it at these minions, and I also drop a ward in the river since the enemy jungler started bot side. As expected, Katarina throws Q at these minions, and because of my positioning, I don't get hit. Now, this is where the matchup knowledge that I was talking about earlier comes into play. Look at how much health we have. Basically full, right? And she just used an ability as well, so one of her 2 abilities are on cooldown. Since I know I can win all in if we both have full health and no crazy advantage from minions or anything, I just run at her to bait her into jumping on her dagger. She takes the bait and does a good chunk of damage to me at the start. But that's the thing with Assassin, they run out of damage. Now it's going to be my turn. The thing is, she has 1 E left. She can either jump away to her wave with it, or use it to dodge one of my Qs and continue fighting me. She did the second option, dodging my second Q with her E, but all that did was get her killed, since she doesn't have flash and she can't win this fight. I get the kill and look at my health. Notice I didn't really take that much damage after the initial burst. It wasn't even close. She might be a Katarina one trick, but she's way too used to mid lane matchups if she thought she could win that level 2 all in from full health. Any bruiser could do the exact same thing to her here. Alright, so I got my first kill, now I need to snowball this extremely hard. My plan to do that is simple. I want to obviously keep pressuring the hell out of Katarina. She used Ignite in that level 2 fight, so now she really has no kill pressure whatsoever. If I pressure her hard enough, I should be able to draw jungle pressure. As a snowballing bruiser, I can easily 1v2 if played properly, and if I manage to do that, the game is over. That's actually the key to ending games this fast. Drawing jungle pressure and killing the jungler. Think about it, if you bring the jungler to your lane, that's time they could be using killing your teammates or even just power farming since junglers always have camps up nowadays. Getting back to the gameplay though, I know Katarina has TP, so I'm not going to try and use abilities to push the wave or anything. Also, since she used Ignite in that level 2 all in, like I said, she has no kill pressure. I'll be level 3 as she TPs in, and with my health being this low, it could easily bait her into fighting me again. This is another reason I don't want to use any abilities right now. As expected, she starts TPing in. I already know she's going to take the bait and jump on me, With this current health, and with her not having Ignite, I'm perfectly fine if I just stand in my minion wave. So right as her TP is finishing, I hit her with my first and second Q, then wait for her to use her jump to her dagger before using my E and third Q together. Remember, Katarina's E doesn't just fully reset when she jumps to a dagger. It still has a few second cooldown. Holding your ability until after someone uses a dash is very important. It's not just Katarina. Going against Fiora is another matchup where this concept is very crucial. Anyways, I use the knockup from my third Q to hit her with my W as well, and when she jumps away, I know she doesn't have flash or any E's left. So I just flash on her to make sure I get the kill, since this one will be much more punishing than the last one, as she won't have TP. Now I want to use my Qs to push the wave, so I use the first one, and as I'm using it, the enemy jungler Lilia throws her E down the lane. This is a tricky situation because my W is on a 6-second cooldown, but I have a huge wave of minions with me, and Lilia is at about 70% health, so she's killable. But as she approaches, I need to use my second Q before it runs out, and she flashes in. My W is on a 3-second cooldown now, so I'm kiting away to try and survive long enough for it to come up, and as she runs at me to use W, I use my E and third Q together to cancel her W. My W is up now though, so I hit her with that in a passive auto, and she auto attacks me. This is where I should have just walked away, because my minions would finish her since she just pulled aggro after that auto attack. But she got a Q off right as my W pulled her in, which was a bit unlucky and it kills me, but I still trade 1 for 1. Now I have 3 kills in my first recall. The game isn't over yet by any means, but I have a pretty big lead. I just need to continue to push it. So let's see how I do that. First, I need to TP back to lane. The wave didn't crash on the enemy tower, so if I don't TP, I will lose 1 wave. It's not worth holding TP for 1 wave of minions. When snowballing like this, you want to keep that big lead. When I finish TPing, I want to crash the wave on the tower so it starts pushing back to me. I can't really dive the Katarina this early in the game, so I just focus on killing the minions. After crashing the wave, I have free time. I don't need to reset, so I have 3 options. Get deep vision, clear jungle camps, or roam mid. I notice top scuttle is up still because I killed Lilia, so I take that first, then head over to mid because Yasuo is pushed up pretty far. Yasuo avoids the gank properly though by running down into bot river, so I just back off and head top lane. I need to make sure I'm back in lane before Katarina can shove the wave to the tower. When I get back, the wave is exactly where I want it to be. This is why I needed to crash it on the tower. It started pushing back to me, so now the flashless Katarina has to be much further away from her tower to get CS. I see that low health cannon minion that she wants to get, so I'm going to contest it. If you haven't noticed, I've contested pretty much every single CS Katarina has gone for this game, with the exception of like one when she used her Q and I was avoiding the Q bounce damage, and when she's under tower. That's how you play when you're in a winning matchup or when you're ahead like this. You don't let them breathe. Anyways, I use my E and Q to poke the cat when she goes for the cannon, and because she doesn't have a wave to jump to right now, as her next wave is still at her tier 2 tower, I just go in and hit her with everything I have, getting a huge chunk. I know her next wave is at her tier 2 tower because it's in the same place that my next wave is in. But then my jungler makes an insane flash Q, which I really didn't expect from this elo, but it gets me another kill. The Katarina was screwed even if Amumu didn't gank there, obviously. She lost about 80% of her health just from my damage. I still wouldn't say the game is over though. I just have a huge lead and top lane is definitely over. The enemy team has 3 kills and I have all 4 of our kills. My mid and bot are losing lane, but I'm just going to shove the next 2 waves and reset and spend my gold. When I get back to lane, look where the wave is once again because I shoved to the tower before resetting. It's in that spot where Katarina has to be pretty far up to farm, and again, she has no flash. Because she got greedy for a minion there and didn't just jump away to her ranged minions the moment she saw me, she's dead. I can just jump in and kill her again. Sadly, I misplayed a little and took a little more damage than I should have, but it's fine, I still get the kill and can shove the wave to start working on tower plates. And as you can see, my plan is working beautifully. The pressure I'm putting on top lane keeps bringing Lilia to me. She missed her E this time though, so I'm confident I can fight her here if she tries to kill me. And I was sure she would. As expected, Lilia is going to try and fight me, so the first thing I do is walk into this brush and force her to basically face check me, which gives me a nice and free poke with my Q. She hits me with Q and uses her ult, so I run back in the brush. She breaks my sleep with her W, but I get a passive auto off and then use my E to get close enough to finish her with my next auto. The health I lost from the misplay on Katarina almost got me killed here. But now I'm really fed. But is the game over? Not really, we're getting close though. I'm going to have my first item completed now, which is Gore Drinker. This item is extremely dumb. I'm going to basically be unkillable now. I mean, look what I can do next. I just take the tower right in front of Katarina, and she uses her full combo on me, including her ult, and I can just ignore her while taking tower plates. Also, my Amumu was on the way, so I can just wait for him to take tower aggro, and he hits another insane Q, and then I kill the cat and take the tower. This pressure brings Lilia to top lane once again, which is perfect and exactly what we want. If you're wondering what Lilia should be doing all game, she should never come near top lane. She has a winning bot lane and a winning mid, so she could just invade our bot side jungle, or dive bot lane, or take dragons, pretty much do anything but come to top lane. Anyways, I try to flash and kill the Lilia, but she flashes as well until my Mumu grabs her with another insane flash Q. I mean, this Mumu was just a machine. but this gets me the kill on her, which lets me start working on the tier 2 tower as well. This one is worth 600 gold, so I would love to take it. I have Demolish, so even though Cat is here, I can just ignore her again and finish the tower, then run her down and kill her. Alright, now the game is over. I'm going to go from finishing Gore Drinker to my next recall with 3.5k gold. This is going to put me just way too far ahead of everyone, as a bruiser especially. I can basically 1v4, potentially 1v5 depending on what summoner spells the enemy team has. Alright guys, so you can see how even though the enemy Katarina started the game with a 1 kill lead and had Ignite, by playing towards my win condition in the matchup, it didn't matter. Then after I got a lead, I didn't let the Katarina breathe at all, and pulled Lily out of my lane as well, which was exactly what I needed to get myself so fed that the enemy team just had no chance at all to win.
So you might be asking yourself, why go to SkillCapped.com to improve when I could just watch YouTube guides or play the game? Well, let me show you. Let's say you're a top laner who's struggling to climb the ladder. Not only would you get over 45 site exclusive courses for top lane, but maybe really what you've been struggling with is trading in top lane. Well, we got you covered with 4 different courses breaking down how to trade as a top laner. Not only do we have the largest catalog of guides for League of Legends in the entire world with over 1,500 videos to watch, but these are then curated by the top coaches and players into courses on every skill and topic you need to master in order to truly improve and climb the ladder. If all of this wasn't enough, we haven't even touched on our catalog of over 700 Smurf commentaries, where a challenger expert shows you how to climb out of your rank, and you're guaranteed to get any questions answered by them directly. Not to mention, we're the only service to offer a rank improvement guarantee. If you don't climb at least 5 divisions while actively using SkillCapped, you can claim a refund, no questions asked. So what are you waiting for? Head to SkillCapped.com and get the rank you've always wanted. Link in the description below.
But that's going to bring us to the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.